NIO's King William Lee urges more focus on battery life as warranties expire on nearly 20 million NEVs over the next 8 years. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. Happy Monday morning. On Mondays, us investors get happy. The consumer-minded person gets happy on a Friday evening. So what do I have for you guys on a Monday morning is nothing short of yummy for the tummy. You see, I've always spoken about one of the key metrics to use when investing in a company is a superior business model. That way you don't have to panic as the stock price go down. You focus on what the company is doing. So what is so important about this after 8 years? Remember, a lot of the other EV companies that were selling EVs in the last 8 years, basically 15 years, their EVs have become basically useless because the battery is done. That same consumer who bought one will not buy another because they couldn't get anything back for their EV. Now, King William Lee is saying that they need to have batteries that can last 15 years, the warranty especially. And some people are saying, well, when that happens, which it will eventually happen, battery as a service will be outdated and people will no longer need it. When I say people, I mean the shorts, the trolls, the negative Nancy's, the uneducated investors. Because what they fail to realize is that no one wants to wait 40 minutes to charge. And then they say, well, the charging experience is also getting better. You'll be able to charge in 15 minutes and get a full charge in the future, maybe 10 minutes. Yes, but what happens is it causes battery degradation even faster. So that 15-year warranty will mean nothing. And that's where you still need battery as a service to pull in, swap your battery in 3 to 4 minutes. In the future, it will probably be even faster. It'll probably just be clamps holding it, click, click, move, click, click, on. And not only that, but if you break down anywhere for any reason, you're rescued. So that debunks that whole negative idea. And you see, the problem is most people, I was actually debating with a guy one time and he said to me, oh, he's debating about NIO and this and that and next. Come to find out, he had no stocks in the stock market. He was just a negative animal who wanted to stay poor and die poor and wanted me to drag me down in the barrel with him. No, sir, you can't do that. So Lee said batteries with lifetimes of up to 15 years are technically feasible, but it will take a concerted effort by the entire industry to advance the goal, and he means the Chinese industry. William Lee, founder, chairman, and CEO NIO, called for more focus on long-life batteries and for the entire industry to work toward the goal at an electric vehicle industry forum. Based on technical standard introduced in China in April 2015, EV makers generally offer an 8-year or 120 kilometer warranty for power batteries. Lee said in a March 16 presentation at the China EV 100 forum in Beijing. So this just happened yesterday. The warranty standard has a major factor in promoting the purchase of new energy vehicles by private consumers who have gradually risen since 2016, reducing the share of operational vehicles to a very small fraction, Lee said. Cumulative insurance registration of NEVs with 8-year warranties have amounted to 19.41 million units over the past 8 years. But starting this year, their warranties will begin to expire, he said. When it expires, what do you guys think will happen? Those companies are not going to up the warranty knowing fully well that that battery has degraded a lot. That's just my opinion. Or charge them a heavy fee to update that warranty. In the absence of a warranty, consumers will have to bear high costs when replacing battery packs, Lee said, as we've seen. And I've spoken about this a lot on my channel. The battery costs almost as much as the EV. Giving some examples. So some people say, well, it's a little less than the EV. Yes, but would you want to buy that if it's a little less than the EV than getting a brand new EV? Clown, wake up, man. For a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle with a 30 kilowatt battery pack, after sales service costs $8,060. For a 40 kilowatt pack, it's 86,000 yuan. For a battery electric vehicle BEV, the cost would be even higher. Under current warranty standards, most car companies require that the battery usable capacity fall below 70% during the warranty period in order to qualify for a warranty, Lee noted. If the usable capacity of the battery pack falls below 70%, there will be safety issues and the car using experience will be greatly affected. And this will hurt the EV industry, guys, which we see it's already happening in America. The EV industry has cooled off. People are buying less and less EVs in America. That's why I said it before, Tesla had to go to China to become profitable. And they're entering Europe. In the past few years, China's EV players have addressed issues including battery safety, range, charging efficiency, and cost. And of course, we know that NIO has addressed all these issues. In terms of range, we have that semi-solid state battery. In terms of safety, it's the safest battery in the world. And our battery swapping stations, when we swap it out, we check the health of the battery. So, efficiency, cost. Well, you can rent the battery, you don't have to buy the battery from us. So that's why I say we have the winning business model. We have the only winning business model. But the country standards have not improved further when it comes to battery life, Lee said. This is why they teamed up with CATL. Remember that, guys? And they already have a consortium with, I spoke about this, with NIO and a couple other companies coming together to infuse money for research and development. That's why I also said that it's not just going to be partnerships in the future, it's going to be mergers. Watch, guys. For the nearly 20 million EVs that will lose their warranties over the next 8 years, if each vehicle requires consumers to pay $60,000 to resolve subsequent issues, that totals to more than 1 trillion RMB, King William Lee noted. At the same time, these batteries are not suitable as energy storage batteries and can only be recycled. And I spoke about that. We're also getting into the recycle business undercover. China contributes 60% of global NEV sales. So we are facing this problem first. From my point, 60% of global NEV sales are owned by the Chinese EV industry. Yes, facing this problem first. From my point of view, it's urgent to solve the battery life issue, King William Lee said. Lee's call echoed when he shared 2 days earlier when NIO unveiled its long-life battery strategy in Beijing on March 14 and signed a deal with CATL to co-develop long-life batteries. At the long-life battery strategy communication, NIO had already set out the company goal of having batteries last 15 years. Do you guys think we will be able to achieve this? Remember when we said the NIO phone and they said, no, we won't be able to do that. Remember when we said the suspension system, they said, no, we won't be able to do that. Remember when he said battery swapping, they said, oh, it's a waste. Okay. Lee said the Chinese EV 100 forum presentation, adding that 15 years is a reasonable lifespan for a vehicle. It's technically feasible. It's just that we have to set that target. We have to define that thing, Lee emphasized. These efforts will be beneficial to users and will have long-term societal benefits, but will require the entire industry to move forward together, he said. Now, remember when we also spoke about Hertz, and Hertz were getting rid of their Teslas because they said of the higher cost for maintenance. I'm not saying that, that's what they said. I'll show the clip. And they also spoke about, and then recently, the CEO, just a couple of days ago, I have to thank one of my subscribers. I forgot his name. Sorry, buddy. Brought this to my attention that the CEO of Hertz had to step down because he made a massive mistake by doing that. Massive mistake. Because a lot of people weren't renting them. Who wants to stop and charge for 40 minutes when you're on a vacation or you're on a business trip and you want to rent a car? You don't have time for that. But with battery as a service, they would not have had a problem. And this is why the king, Ray Dalio, said, when you invest, never invest based on patriotism. You would be doing yourself a disservice. So some people like to bash NEO only because they hate China and Chinese people. So they will invest, and some of them don't invest at all. Let me correct myself on that. They don't invest at all. They just bash China because they hate Chinese people. I do not hate Chinese people. I have no problem to hate them. So the CEO made a move based on patriotism to try to pop up Tesla, which it did. Their shares skyrocketed. Now Hertz paid a massive price, and the CEO paid a massive price. Take a look at this clip, guys.
The CEO of Hertz is stepping down. Bloomberg is reporting right now that Hertz plans to replace CEO Stephen Scher. This is after that big bet on electric vehicles turned into, well, not quite as they had planned. Now, former Cruise COO Gil West will be stepping into his place here. Hertz shares are getting a modest bid here in after hours, trading up about 1%. Once again, the headline, Stephen Scher, the CEO over there at Hertz, the chairman as well, stepping down as CEO, and we're told that Gil West will fill that CEO role. Detroit Bureau Chief David Welch joining us right now for a little bit more on this. And can we trace a line from this decision back to that decision a couple of years ago to make that big bet and that big purchase of electric vehicles?
Yeah, so clearly it is. This is a business that has recovered since the pandemic, and at other companies, specifically Avis, their chief rival. Enterprise is private, so we don't get to see their financials. But Avis has made pretty good money. Hertz lost money, and twice as much as the street thought in the fourth quarter. And a lot of that is because of this $245 million charge because of all these EVs that they bought, mostly Teslas. The cars depreciated faster. They weren't rented out as much. They didn't get as much for them at the rental counter, and there were higher repair costs.
All right, guys, welcome back. Now you see what I'm talking about. It is starting to come out that it's a failed business model because no one is going to buy a second one of those EVs that don't have battery swapping because the EV retains no value. So I hope you guys on this Monday morning found this video to be informational, inspirational, and motivational. I will be buying more shares again this morning. Yes, you heard that right, guys. I'm going to buy 25 shares as soon as the market opens. If this video did that for you guys, do not forget to hit that thumbs up before you leave. If you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so. And guys, don't forget to share this video all over your social media. If you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because in this channel, we have that warrior mindset. Like 50 said, we get rich or we die trying, guys.